Hey everybody, NecroVMX here. Welcome to my channel, and you're listening to POTATOCAST. It's been a while since I was last able to do a POTATOCAST, and wow, I mean, really, I'm just thinking about how long it's been. It seems like it's been forever. I'm actually recording this kind of a little early. It's 3 a.m. right now, and I was like, man, I really want to get back into it. My last POTATOCAST was on December 5th, and that's when I talked about help for Tanya. I talked about hashtag fuck Konami and some other stuff as well. I'm going to start with updates. Not much to say about hashtag fuck Konami. I mean, still fuck them. I mean, what did they do recently? They released The Adventures of Bayou Billy on the Wii U Virtual Console. Who gives a shit? Okay, the whole Tanya situation, I gotta say, I went through a myriad of emotions with that. And I do want to give you guys an update because I'm sure a lot of you were very concerned. But when Tanya told me what was going on and that she was sending up a GoFundMe and that this was going to lead to all these problems, I felt crushed by this. I want to just be honest with you guys. I felt really crushed by this because I felt like myself and the community as a whole, and when I talk to when I speak of the community, I mean you guys listening, you guys on POTATOCAST, really just finished getting Hitomi out of trouble. And by the way, she's still eternally grateful. And by the way, that Hitomi is working on a game that Kizara Studios is going to publish called Tears of Eternity, and that I believe that she will be giving copies to the people who donated. So if you did donate, that's probably a while off. She's still working on the game. It's going to be a while, but you know, there will be some form of reward there. But I just like, you know, she's not here to thank you personally, but I will thank you personally. I know she sends out updates and everything. And I know she's not completely out of the woods yet, but she's in really good shape. She's in a lot better shape than she would have been had nobody helped her, or if it was just me helping her. So, you know, when I talked to Tanya about this, I said, well, I could bring it up on POTATOCAST because that really helped Hitomi. Because at the time, I couldn't afford to give Tanya any money. Not that I just didn't have any money, but that the timing was extremely poor. It was right before the holidays, and I had to think about buying gifts for my family. And, you know, Tanya is like practically family to me, but she's not. You know, she's practically family, but real family always comes first, and she was very understanding about this. But I did say, let's bring it up on POTATOCAST because that helped Hitomi so much. And I really kind of didn't give it too much thought. I thought I had her on, you know, I had her on the show, and I thought that would really tell you guys what was going on and why. And let me tell you something. When I checked the next day and nobody had donated anything, I was actually kind of angry at first. I was like disappointed. I was like, you guys failed me, you know what I mean? And then I realized that because there was such an outpouring of generosity for Hitomi, why not for Tanya? And then I realized, after giving it a little thought, that, and Tanya believes the same thing, that a lot of people were probably in the same situation that I was, where they had the money, but they couldn't really donate anything at that time because it was right before the holidays, you know, whether it's Christmas or, you know, Yule or Hanukkah or whatever. It was right there, and people were buying gifts, and that, you know, that stretches people, man. That stretches people's wallets out. So that's a thing. And then I was like, you know what? Because I was going to come on and I was going to do a POTATOCAST, and I was going to, you know, get kind of like emotional about it. Not, you know, like crying, weepy emotional, but kind of like angry, like I'm so disappointed. And then I realized it's you know, I don't believe that it was like, well, they didn't want to donate, because everybody that, you know, donated to Hitomi, I believe it was that they couldn't because of the holidays. And you can sound off in the comments. Tell me I'm right about that, please. But anyway, you'll notice there's no GoFundMe link in the description of this video. And if you go to the last POTATOCAST and you follow that link, you'll notice that it's gone. The reason it's gone is because instead of... what happened was the original GoFundMe for for Tanya was the situation that arose. If you guys don't remember, I'm going to give you a very quick refresher, that her landlord spiked up the rent to a degree that she couldn't pay, and that she needed to move, and she needed some money to cover the expenses of moving, as well as, like, you know, I think the security deposit or first month's rent or something like that. And Tanya was also, like, going to have rewards and everything for people that donated. And if you did donate to Tanya, you will be getting rewards. I think she actually already sent them out, now that I think of it. She did mention something about that to me. I wasn't super involved in that whole process. But anyway, the apartment that they were going to get, they didn't get because somebody else got it first. So Tanya was, like, feeling that the campaign wasn't all that necessary, so she closed it down. And she's actually pursuing court with the landlord to try and get the rent fixed. I don't know if it's going to work, but she does have an advocate. There were, if you listen to the last POTATOCAST, you know some of the issues with the apartment and some of the issues with the landlord, and they're going to be taking a lot of those issues to court. She's actually got a woman that is advocating for her from actually the Department of Health. So, you know, it's looking up. I'll just say that it's looking up. But I didn't want to go too much on updates here. I did want to talk about the things that you clicked on the video for, the things that you saw in the title. And well, first off, let's just get this McJuggernuggets thing out of the way. I just want to talk about that because you probably heard of him, and if you don't know the name McJuggernuggets, you know of him probably because he had a video that has nearly 30,000 videos at this point and was extremely viral. And that's just on YouTube. The video actually went insanely viral also on Facebook, which is actually where I first saw it, which is he was the kid, and I know he's an adult, but I'm using kid in the pejorative sense here because he's 23 and he acts like a 12-year-old in general. And I'll be getting to that in a minute. But he was the kid that had the video games that his dad ran them over with a lawnmower. I'm willing to bet a lot of you have seen that video. That was a very popular video that came out, I think, about 2 years ago. Anyway, you know, and then there was another video that I had seen that was like before that, like way before that, where the dad came home and he was playing the Xbox on the TV, and he's not supposed to touch the TV, so the dad broke the Xbox by putting it in the fireplace, and then after the kid took it out of the fireplace, the dad grabbed it and brought it outside and threw it up in the air, and it landed and smashed into a million pieces, while his brother, you know, stood there filming him and laughing, you know, like a loon. And then there were some other videos that were popping up, and I realized this is all the same guy, and I wound up subscribing to him because I was like, wow, this kid's life is fucked up. I gotta see this shit. But kind of like a lot of the things that you get sucked into like that, like Waffle Pone or Angry Grandpa or whatever, is that when there's so many of these videos, you realize after a while it's staged. And I think that most people who are, you know, adults or who have a reasonable amount of intelligence have realized by now that McJuggernuggets, these videos are staged, that it is a series. There are a lot of indications that it is not real. And I have really no problem with him faking videos. Like, I'm pretty sure that most of the Angry Grandpa content, not all of it, but I think a lot of it is staged. But I love that channel. I dig it. You know, I watch it all the time. I've commented on a few of the videos, and then there have been people who have said, "Oh, hey, NecroVMX, I didn't know you watched AGP," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I fucking love AGP." And it just because it might be staged, and I think it's like with Angry Grandpa, I'm pretty sure it is, some of it at least. That doesn't mean that it's not highly entertaining. I mean, look at those people that run that channel. They're all into the, you know, the WWE. That stuff is all staged, but they find it entertaining. So, you know, there's that, and I think that they're highly influenced by that. The Waffle Pone stuff has been proven fake time and time again. You know, and those guys were never really, I mean, even the kid that played Steven, he was on an actual show on TV where he even said the videos were not real. And I always thought that they were pretty funny. But the problem with, and I don't have a problem with people making money off it. I don't have a problem with them being YouTube partners and putting ads in the videos and making a lot of money. That's cool. I think it's, you know, a creative outlet. I think there should be more fiction stuff on YouTube, really, to be honest with you. Because so much of it is vlogging and Let's Plays. And yes, I do Let's Plays and podcasts. And yes, I do podcasts. But, you know, I think that, you know, there could be, like, shows out there. There could be, like, you know, like, actual... And I don't mean, like Annoying Orange, because that got old fast. My nephew was really into it, though. But anyway, I wanted to talk about McJuggernuggets. This guy pisses me off. And the reason he pisses me off is because in addition to... you know, being fake and making a lot of money, as he now has, and if you haven't watched him in a long time, or if you just saw the videos and never subscribed, he has 2 million subscribers, which is a hell of a lot of people. I have, you know, around 16,000. That, to me, seems like a lot of people. I've never seen 16,000 people all in one place, except for maybe at Madison Square Garden, but even then, I mean, they're all over the place. That, you know, you're not looking at 16,000 people at once. You can't see them all at once. It's more people than you can probably fit in your field of view, unless you're standing on like a mountain and looking down on a mass of people. So that's a lot of people to me. And some people look at my channel and they say, "Wow, you have a lot of subscribers for what you're doing," and I'm like, "Yeah, cool. I agree. I do think I have a lot of subscribers." And then there's people that are like, "Wow, you hardly have any." And some people are saying it in the negative sense of like, "You suck, you hardly have any subscribers." And I'm just like, do you really think that 16,000 is not a lot of people? And then there's the people who are saying, "Wow, you deserve more." And I'm like, well, thanks for saying that, but I think I have a lot. But then like a number like 2 million is ridiculous. When you think about it, that 2 million people subscribe to him and watch this show of his, and it is a show, and I'm going to be getting to that in a second. But, you know, and he's making a lot of money off of it, and we're at the dawn of a time in YouTube where people can make serious money on YouTube, not just like what I make, but like serious money on YouTube. I mean, people like PewDiePie. I mean, say what you will about the guy, but he's a millionaire now, and this McJuggernuggets guy can't be that far behind. But anyway, I've seen a lot of these videos, McJuggernuggets exposed, fake, that kind of thing. I mean, I didn't even realize it was fake at first myself. I thought, "Oh, this is fucked up. I got to see this shit." But then, you know, after a while, you say, "Yeah, this stuff's got to be staged." You know, it comes to you after a while, and I think with most people, it comes to you after maybe you see more than 3 of these videos. You're like, "All right, this has got to be staged." But anyway, Ooh. Swallowed wrong. I'm going to pour myself a little scotch here, actually. I'm not going to be getting drunk on POTATOCAST, but I do want to wet my whistle. But anyway, what bothers me about McJuggernuggets is not the fake videos. It's not the money he's making. It's the fact that what I've seen on this channel is that there are people who are watching it just for entertainment, who know it's fake, who actually know that there's a storyline and there's a script and we're following it. And that's people like me. And then there's people that, you know, they think it's real. And I've noticed that the people who think it's real are mostly children. And, you know, that's fine. Because children, I mean, some of them are very smart and then some of them not so much. They can be gullible. But they send him fan mail. And he does this weekly series that I really never watched much because it didn't interest me, but a while ago I watched, and I realized how much crap this guy gets in the fan mail from these kids, that it's not just some letters and drawings and shit. I mean, he gets that, but he's getting packages. He's getting cash money, and these packages, I mean, he was sent a PlayStation 4 at one point. He was sent Xboxes and other PlayStation consoles, DS consoles out, the yin-yang, DS's, 3DS's. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of like actually valuable stuff. Video games for all these consoles have been sent to him. And these are kids who believe it's real and they feel bad for him because they see this character on YouTube and they see him and they think, "Oh my God, this is so terrible. His dad breaks all his stuff. His dad doesn't believe in being a gamer," and maybe they relate to that on some level. You know, I mean, if I was 10 and I was watching this shit, I'd probably be in the same boat, to be honest with you. because I went through stuff like that. I mean, my parents never, you know, went and broke my games or anything like that. But, you know, there were some times where they thought, oh, he takes it too far. He does it too much. And now here I am, the president of a gaming company, not a big gaming company, an independent gaming company, but I actually prefer that because I get to be creative and I get to, you know, work on games that, the kind of things that I want to do and the kind of things that, you know, can be done in an independent setting. And yeah, it's not my only job and I don't make a hell of a lot of money on it, but, you know, this guy, though, I mean, he doesn't even have any gaming content on his channel. He maintains a separate channel for that, which he hasn't updated in a long time. He's used to do Twitch streams. He doesn't do that really anymore. And there's all these excuses, and mostly because he's making so much fucking money on these vlogs and these psycho videos and all these kids sending him all this crap. I feel they're being taken advantage of, and if he would just come out and say, hey, look, guys, this is a series, it's scripted, it's for entertainment purposes only. Don't feel bad for me. I'm just playing a character, and I'm glad you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it in the future, and I got some really cool stuff coming up, so subscribe for more. I would respect that so much, and then he wouldn't be getting... And then if people still decided to send him stuff, that would be their prerogative. But I feel that this guy is fooling children into thinking that this stuff is real. Plus, I just think he's obnoxious, you know what I mean? Like, whether he's playing a character or not, I just find him really obnoxious. And I've actually seen some testimonials from other people who have had contact with him, and these people have also said that these videos are fake, and I'll be getting into that. They've said that he's just rude and demanding and just a jerk in general, and the fact that this guy is, like, bamboozling all these children. And also, like, a lot of them look up to him. They think he's a role model, you know, or at least his character is supposedly a role model to them, and his character thinks he's a role model. He says, I'm supposed to be a role model, I'm trying to, you know, and it's like, but he's telling them all the wrong things, you know what I mean? He's telling them all the things that are going to lead them on a path of ruin, you know what I mean? So, you know, that being said, I decided to do something about it. I decided that, like, I'm probably not going to take this guy down. Like, I'm not going to be able to, like, get him off of YouTube or anything like that. And I wouldn't want that because I do enjoy his series. But I think that I need to open some eyes out there. And there have been a lot of videos out there. If you go to YouTube and you search McJuggernuggets fake exposed, you're going to find a lot of videos that point out a lot of things. Some of them are obvious, some of them are not so obvious about what's fake. But I've been watching those, and they miss a lot, though. They miss a lot of things. And some of them are obvious things. And then they miss some things that are really not so obvious. And there are actually some things that I think I'm the only one who's noticed. So I decided, why don't I do one of these videos? But I want to go further. I want to go much further. And I announced this, actually, right around Christmas or so, on Facebook. On my Facebook, the NecroVMX Facebook, I said, coming soon, I'm going to do a video that I never thought I'd do, but it's going to be a scathing expose of a popular YouTuber. And I didn't say it was McJuggernuggets right there, and there were some people guessing. And it didn't take too long. I think it was later in that same day where somebody guessed that it was McJuggernuggets, and I confirmed it there. And I also confirmed it on Twitch on the New Year's Day stream, which, by the way, thanks to everybody who came by. I had a great time. I wish it could have gone longer, but I was getting tired after about, well, let's see, I ended at about 2 a.m. I started at 8 a.m., so about 6 hours. I meant to go longer. I meant to go like 8 hours, but I was pretty tuckered out after a while. I'm going to take a sip of this. I poured it and I haven't drank any yet. And if anybody's curious to what I'm drinking, I'm drinking nothing too expensive. Dewar's Blended Scotch Whiskey. It's the white label. It costs about $25 a bottle. I actually got, for $40, I got a 2-pack of the Dewar's White Label, which I've been enjoying for quite some time. But also something new, I got their Highlander Honey. Where is that? I finished that already. I went through that fast. Oh, no, that's an empty of Dewar's White Label. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. Dewar's Unique Recipe Highlander Honey, which is basically a honey-infused Scotch whiskey. If any of you guys are whiskey aficionados, sound off in the comments. I'm just kind of curious. I've become so much of a aficionado of whiskey lately, and yeah, I know Dewar's isn't exactly the most amazing thing, but for its price range, it's really good stuff. Let me know if you've ever tried the Highlander honey. But anyway, I just want to say, you know, so I put it out there, and there are people, a lot of people are excited about it. I got some tweets of people asking me when the video is going to be, or they can't wait for this video. And first I want to tell you that I don't know when the video is going to be out because I'm still working on it. I actually thought that it would be out by now. I actually thought that around New Year's, you know, about a New Year's or about a week after New Year's, it would be out already. And it's the 9th, and it's not out, and it's not even, I'm still writing it, and it's not procrastination. And I'm going to tell you why. It's actually that I am coming up with way more than I thought I would. My goal was, I thought, well, I see these videos, these McJuggernuggets fake exposed videos, and they're all very interesting, and they all come up with great points. And by the way, I don't always agree with every single point in those videos, but, you know, I have my own points, and like I said, there's things that they miss, though. And they always do these videos where they come up with about anywhere from 5 to 10 indications that these videos are staged, proof that they're fake. And they range from being, okay, that might be an indication that it could be staged, to that's definitely proof, you know what I mean? And I thought, well, if I do that same thing where I come up with a range of pointing out anything from the lowest would be, the lowest value would be, yeah, that could be fake, or I could just be interpreting it that way, to things that are just hardcore proof. But I thought, what if I can come up with not 5, not 10, but one? Oh, the fucking heater finally turned off. Sorry about that, guys. It is the winter, and I know that in some videos in the past, I would turn off the heater while I was recording, but you guys don't know how fucking cold it is out right now. This unusually warm weather has ended. Where's my phone? Actually, I'll tell you how cold it is where I am right now. Let me bring this up, because I got my little weather widget. Oh, refresh. That's from 8:30 p.m. It is 4 a.m. almost. And it's actually not that cold out. It's like 36 degrees. That's not so bad. All right, well, a couple of days ago it was like 6 degrees, so that's the kind of weather we've been having. And I'm not fully clothed right now. I'm wearing pajamas, so I want to be warm. So sorry about that. But anyway, what if I could come up with not 5, not 10, but 100? And I thought, well, let's see if I can meet that goal. And I'm going to go through all of Jesse's videos from the beginning to the present and see if I can come up with 100 things, 100 points of either proof that he's faking this stuff or good indications that he is. Could I, by the time I reach the present, come up with 100? And let me tell you the reason that it's taking me so long. There are way more of these indications than I thought there were. He is way sloppier than I thought. Let's put it to you that way. For example, right now, I'm at the point where I'm watching videos from June of 2015. So I still have another 6 to 7 months to go, depending on whether or not I cut it off at the end of the year or whether I continue. And I don't have 100 points. I have 130. Okay? And this is a guy who uploads, on average, about 2 videos a day. So I still have a lot of videos left to go through and a lot more writing to do. But I have 130 points. And then sometimes things come out and I have to go back and edit and I have to go back and change things. Because, like, for example, there was one point that I was making about a specific video where I thought, this has got to be fake because of X. And then a way better reason why it's fake came out, and I wound up going back and changing all that. But I will say that this at this point, I'm thinking this may not be one video. This may be a series of videos. Like, I may break it down and do like 25 reasons per video. And actually, you know what? You guys are going to help me out with this. Do you want me to finish the whole thing and do one really super long video where I go through all 100 and whatever, or I could possibly reach 200 points of why McJuggernuggets is fake? Or do you want to see it as a series where I break it down you know, like say 25 at a time. And I'm going to give you kind of the pros and cons of this. If I do one video, that's pretty epic. That'll be like the one video that after somebody watches it, there's no way that they could say, but it's real. Because there's no way after listening to all this. I mean, honestly, I can give them like 5 points that pretty much prove it, but I'm going to give them over 100, possibly 200. We'll see how it happens. So, I mean, it would be a really epic video. The only thing is, it would also be a really long video, and it would take a long time to edit, and it would take a long time, because it's not just going to be like POTATOCAST, it's not just going to be my voice. I'm going to have screen caps. I'm going to have screen caps not just from YouTube, but from Twitter, and from Facebook, and from other people's channels sometimes, and I'm going to have to go into Photoshop and circle things, and you know, and there's going to be a lot of editing to do, so it might take a long time. You guys might not see this video for a while. But if I break it up, it won't be as epic. But on the other hand, I'll be able to start actually making the actual videos sooner. And also, I think that shorter videos, I mean, it's been found that basically the attention span of a person on YouTube is about 15 minutes. I tend to, like when I do Let's Plays, I tend to go, we'll go to 20 minutes or here and there. And sometimes I go longer depending on what's going on in the game. Sometimes you got to find a decent spot to save or whatever. But I don't like to do super, super long videos unless it's something like List Critics or something like POTATOCAST, where we have a dedicated fan base that is going to listen to it. But I'm trying to pull in the juggies here, man. I want to get these kids to watch this video. I'm going to be using all sorts of hashtags and YouTube tags, and I want these kids to see these videos. And you know what? It's not even to get a lot of views for myself. It's not to grow the channel, although I think it will grow my channel. It definitely will. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it, too. And I'm willing and able to deal with that. But you know, I want these kids, I want to expose them to the truth. I want to open their eyes. It's going to make them better people. It's going to make YouTube a better place. And honestly, I mean, the goal is not for McJuggernuggets to stop making videos, because I don't want him to stop making videos, because he has some videos that I fucking think are great. He has some videos that, like, when you go into it knowing that it's a series, and I'll sit there and I go, wow, the writing in this is really fucking good. Like, you know, and sometimes it's a little hackneyed. Sometimes you can kind of see where he's going, but I think he's been getting better lately. And sometimes his videos can be kind of crappy, but most of the times they're great, and I do enjoy his series. But I'd like him to just come out and admit it. Admit that it's a fucking series. It's for entertainment purposes only. It's not true to life. He's not that guy. And then I think that, yeah, he might lose some of the 10-year-olds that think it's real, and they might feel betrayed, and they might unsubscribe to him. But in the long run, people are going to respect him more, and it has more longevity that way. And I hope one day he sees this, or he listens to this, because you know what? It's probably going to get his attention, because I know he looks at the videos that expose him to be fake, because he tries to cover it up. He tries to reply to them. He doesn't like go on and make comments or video responses, but he puts things into his series that are a direct response to these fake videos, the McJuggernuggets fake videos. So anyway, I am going to be doing that, and it's not something, I don't want to attack other YouTubers. I don't think we should do that, but I'm not trying to attack him here. I'm trying to prove something to the people that think that this shit is real, because it's not fucking real, people. It's not fucking real. Stop thinking it's real. If you think it's real, that's okay. I'm not going to tell you that you're stupid or anything like that. All I'll say is wait for my video. But let me know whether what you think is wiser. Do you think I should save up for one really long video that could possibly be like, an hour long, but would be really epic? Or do you think I should take the more measured approach and break it up? I personally am leaning towards the series idea, but let me know in the comments what you guys, my potato crew, my fries, I don't know what to call you fucking people, the people that are listening to this right now, let me know what you think. Okay, so that handles the whole McJuggernuggets thing. I do not know when the video is going to come out. Now, I do want to say that, and I talked about this, I think it was on the stream. And, no, it was on the stream. I did it in the video where I talked about my plans for 2016. And a lot of those plans are going to be set in motion probably come February when I have all my tax information. I got to get my taxes done, get my refund check, and the first thing is a new computer. And then after that, I'm going to be trying to save money. I want to get that little TV for my desk. I want to get my consoles over here. I want to get a capture card, and I want to make the channel better. I want to do more games. I want to have more variety. So I really want to get into this more and more. 2015 sucked. 2016 doesn't have to suck. Okay. I already feel better after New Year's, to be honest with you guys. Part of it was the stream, but there's also been some things, and I don't want to go into details, but there's been some things going on at my job, and I'm not talking about Kazara Studios, I'm talking about my other job, my healthcare job, and there's been some things going on there, and I've talked about it in the past where I pretty much just came on and here and bitched about it, but there's been indications that things are going to improve. And at first I was a little skeptical about this, and because I've been there 3.5 years now, and improvement doesn't seem to be something they do. They seem to just get worse. But it seems like they're really trying for something here. And I do feel a little more energized with the job. I do feel a little more positive about going there. And I just wanted to say, when I started this podcast, when I started POTATOCAST, I was in such a fucking dark place. And a lot of it had to do with my healthcare job. A lot of it had to do with like things that were going on in my life and my back pain. And I got to tell you, I haven't had the back pain in a while. I mean, I'm in pain every day, but I haven't had the severe back pain. I got to remember. See, what sucks, and people out there who know pain, like for example, I know like if Gimp Ninja, if you're listening to this, I know you spent New Year's in the hospital. I mean, I know you know pain. Jesse, if you're Armageddon Time, I know you know pain. And I want to tell you that sometimes you forget what the pain scale even means. Sometimes you like, when I say I'm not having pain, I am. I'm just having less. You know what I mean? You know, like when you get that thing where there's really no such thing as a 1 on the pain scale, where the lowest you go is like a 3, the 3 becomes the 1. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like I don't even feel it anymore, and it has to get severe for me to feel it. I only feel it if I think about it, and I've not been thinking about it because I haven't been as much stressed out. And I really do think that doing POTATOCAST and coming on here and opening up and telling you guys had something to do with that. And a lot of your replies, and a lot of you guys, not even just in the comments, but a lot of you guys have reached out to me, and I think it's been great. I should have done it sooner. But anyway, that being said, I am moving forward with a lot of the things, and one of the changes that I'm going to make is that I'm no longer going to be doing Civilization Saturday. And I know there are a core few of you who watch it and who are going to be disappointed by that, and probably already were because I mentioned it in the Plans for 2016 video. But the reality of it is those videos got like no views, and I don't mean like when fucking McJuggernuggets says that his hashtag Triple M series gets no views, because to him no views is 50,000 views, okay? I mean, I'm seeing like they'll get like 10, and I have more than 10 people watching. It's just that, you know, there's a few people who watch, and I had fun doing it, but I'm not anymore, and, you know, I like to be, and I still absolutely love playing Civilization 5, and I still absolutely love playing Civilization Beyond Earth. And the current unfinished Civilization Beyond Earth thing, I'll probably finish that on a live stream. And I'm going to be talking more about live streams a little bit later. But as for the actual Saturday series, Civilization Saturday, I am going to be putting that on indefinite hiatus. I'm not saying that I'm never going to do it again. But as for now, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so what I am going to be replacing it with is a Saturday series featuring The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. I have streamed this game a bunch of times, both during scheduled streams and scheduled streams. I'm not drunk. I only had one sip. Scheduled stream. Although I'll take another sip right now. You know what? Let's do that. Tiny little sip. Oh, that's good. Both in my scheduled streams, and sometimes in the middle of the night on my nights off, I'll be like playing Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, and I'll be like, this would be more fun with other people. And then I'll just start streaming. I'll throw it out on Twitter, sometimes Facebook. I'll be like, yo, I'm fucking streaming Isaac, come with me. And sometimes I'll get like 6 people in there, and sometimes it's like a lot, like 20, 30 people. That's pretty cool. And I'm always surprised that anybody shows up when I stream at 4 a.m., with only me just throwing it out on Twitter and the alert going out to your phones or whatever. But anyway, that being said, you guys have replied to that really well. And there was a point where I was streaming and I had a good amount of people there, and it was like, it was like 3 a.m. and I said, what do you guys think of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth becoming a weekly series like Civilization Saturday? And the replies I got were all variations of yes. I mean, like, I got yes, and yeah, and hell yes, and hell yeah. People like watching me play this game. And I know there's a lot of Let's Players that do it. But what it's going to be separate from the streams. It's going to be from a fresh save. So I'm going to start a new save. I'm not, like, overriding my shit. I still am working on my main save, and I got a lot of progress done on that. But I'm going to be starting with a brand new from-scratch save, like in Save Saw 2 or 3. And that's going to be a weekly thing. There'll probably be, I don't know. I probably won't go for an hour every time. But I'll probably try to get at least one run in each time. I might do 2 runs at first because the first few runs are shorter. But that's what I'm going to try to do. Or if I'm just failing and I'm just sucking miserably, I'll just, play for like maybe half hour, 40 minutes. We'll see. And that'll be, I don't feel like I necessarily need to go for an hour. I was doing that with Civilization because those games go on like forever, and you know how it is. But anyway, and I still, like I said, I still play fucking Civilization all the time, but I prefer to play it in a laid-back way and not have to talk the whole time. But with Isaac, I don't know, for some reason, Isaac to me is a really fun game, but it's a lot more fun when people are watching with me. It seems to me that way. Some games are just like that. You want an audience, even if you're doing badly. So the last thing I want to talk about is Best of 2015. And I'm going to be talking about not just best games, Game of the Year 2015, but also movies. I want to talk about movies, too. And I usually do this on Facebook, and I usually do it in December. But I'm doing it in January, and I'm not doing it on Facebook. I'm doing it here, so, yeah, what now? Best Game of the Year. Now, keep in mind, I am only counting games that I've played. And there have been games that have come out that I haven't played for whatever reason. Whether it's just because I don't have whatever system it's on, or it doesn't interest me, or I just didn't get it for whatever reason. But for me, the Game of the Year is an easy pick this year. It's Mortal Kombat X. I fucking love Mortal Kombat X. I actually gave the last game in the series, Mortal Kombat, the one that everybody calls MK9 or Mortal Kombat 9 because it was the 9th game. I gave that Game of the Year back when that came out in 2011. And but this one's even better, and it has become my favorite fighting game. I still play it. And I love the way that they are doing the ongoing content. We got the Combat Pack, where they added, like Jason Voorhees and Predator and Tanya and Tremor, which, that's all really great. And now we're getting Combat Pack 2, which I guess next week we're finally going to get to see some gameplay of it, and that's going to be happening throughout 2016. And I think what they might be doing is this is the Mortal Kombat game of this generation. And instead of working on a new game, they'll just work on adding more content to this game. And I really think that the next time we see Mortal Kombat as a new game will probably be when there's a new generation of consoles. And or possibly because Ed Boon has a specific story to tell. But that being said, Mortal Kombat, it had a great story mode. The online is great. I played it on PC. It's also available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was slated to come out for the last generation systems, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, but they got canceled because they couldn't get the game to run properly. They wouldn't run at 60 frames per second. And that's really important for a fighting game. Like, some people are like, oh my god, everything's got to be 60 frames per second. Some games, it doesn't matter that. 30 frames per second is fine for some games. Like, if you're playing Mario at 30 frames per second, that's fine. If you're playing Final Fantasy, it's fine. If you're playing, something like a fighting game, those 60 frames per second, it becomes more important. And I think that it was smart for them to cancel those versions rather than release inferior versions, which I think would have tarnished its legacy. Now, for my second and third picks, I kind of don't go in order because it's tough to say which I liked more. And the two games here that I want to talk about are actually both expansions. They're DLC for another game. And one, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, which I already loved The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. It was one of the runner-ups for Game of the Year previously. And Afterbirth made the game better. I love Greed Mode. I love all the new items. There's 2 new characters. It really did reinvigorate all my interest in it. The unfortunate thing is right now I think it's like PC only. I think it might be available on Xbox One. I'm not sure. It's not coming out for Vita. It's not coming out for 3DS. I think it might be out for the Wii U. Ed McMillan was just saying on Twitter he's not sure when it's coming out for PS4. So it's kind of wonky. But I wound up buying the PC version and just starting from scratch there, even though I had a 100% completed save on the Vita. I think it's better this way because you get to experience all the new stuff from the very beginning. And I've put a lot of hours into it. As a matter of fact, if I go to my Steam library right now, let me bring it up. Steam library. I mean, by the way, Mortal Kombat X, I put like 60 hours into that. And for a fighting game, that's a hell of a lot. I haven't played it in a while, except for the stream, but I do think about it a lot. I think I just played it too much in the beginning and almost burnt myself out on it. But sometimes I feel the call to come back to it. Just that lately I've been fucking playing Skyrim again. I don't know why. I just got the urge to play Skyrim, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Install it, play it. But Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which includes the Afterbirth, I put 109 hours into it. It's going to be 110 when I go and record the Saturday Rebirth thing, or Afterbirth. I don't really have a name for it yet. I'm going to have to figure that out at the last second. But, I hadn't played much of the PC version of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth before Afterbirth came out, just for streams, really. I hadn't really played much of it, because I had it for Vita, and that was where I had most of my time put into it. The other one is Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth Rising Tide expansion. This one was huge for me. Civilization Beyond Earth did not make Game of the Year for me last year, nor was it even a runner-up. It was like kind of maybe I would say an honorable mention, if anything. But my thought on Beyond Earth was this is good. I enjoy it. It's fun, but it's no Civ 5. It's never going to replace Civ 5. And now I feel with this Beyond Earth expansion they have, and I kind of see a pattern with this. When Civilization 5 came out, a lot of people were saying the same thing. This is good, it's very cool, but it's not Civ 4. And then the expansions started coming out. First Gods and Kings, and there was some other little tiny DLCs, and then Brave New World came out. And by the time Brave New World came out, Civ 5 was like the best fucking game ever, And Beyond Earth Rising Tide is so fucking good that it really makes it feel way more of a new game than it was before, and it's way more fun than it was before. So there's that. So I wanted to mention that. Did I have one more game to talk about that I'm not remembering in my head here? Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, so if I was to place them, I mean, Mortal Kombat X is Game of the Year for me. I would probably say Beyond Earth. Beyond Earth is probably like 3rd place. And Binding of Isaac Afterbirth would probably be actually 4th place. I usually do only 3, but I wanted to talk about it. My 2nd place, my runner-up here has got to be, and it may be a surprise to you guys, but hear me out, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. First of all, I want to say, yes, I like the Call of Duty series. I love the Call of Duty series. I haven't been playing it super long. I got into it. Thank you for that while I'm recording. I should have turned the volume down, but whatever. That's just an email. I started playing it right around when the Modern Warfare 2 was out, and I went back. My friend Andrew got me the older games on Steam. He got me Call of Duty 1 and 2 and United Offensive, and I started from there, and I worked my way up. And I was like, these are actually really good. And I never really got into the multiplayer aspect, which sounds funny because that seems to be what everybody fucking talks about. But I got very involved in the storylines and the campaign mode, and I get these people all the time, but isn't the campaign mode really short? Or isn't it, only 3 hours? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Black Ops 3, by the way, I only played through campaign once. It was 12 hours. That's what it took me. And I want to play it again, but I'm going to wait till I get the new computer to play it again. But anyway, my favorite of all of them was Black Ops. Even Black Ops 2 was really good, but it wasn't as good as the first Black Ops. And then, there were the other games, Advanced Warfare was good, but it wasn't great. It started off great, but it kind of fizzled about halfway through. Ghosts was really good, but it wasn't great. It had some some glitches that I experienced. I did a video on that, actually. Story was really good, but it had some issues that prevented it from being like amazing. Black Ops 3 is amazing. It is the best game in the series. It really feels like they went above and beyond to make it the next generation Call of Duty. They have, I mean, there are things that they never had. There were boss fights. There's all this crazy dream sequence stuff. It's one of the trippiest games I've ever played. And if you look at my Steam account, NecroVMX, just Google my name and the word Steam, and look at the screenshots I posted, because I did take a lot of screenshots while I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and you'll see some of the environments were absolutely beautiful and really imaginative, and that would definitely be my runner. It was almost Game of the Year for me, but it did not quite top Mortal Kombat X. And by the way, the story was great. It was the best story of all of them. And that's saying something, because Black Ops 1 had an amazing storyline. But out of all the Call of Duty games, and there have been something like 12 of them in the main series, not counting all the spin-offs and shit, it's the best one. I do want to say that. So those are my picks for, best games of the year 2015. Definitely Mortal Kombat X wins. Call of Duty was close, though. And by the way, I'm not saying that these are the be-all, end-all best games of the year. Just out of what I've played. I can only play so many, and those are the best out of what I played this year. There's a few games that came out this year that I think are really great that I haven't really gotten to play, like Axiom Verge is, from what I've heard from people that have played it and everything I've seen, a really great game. I only got it recently, and by the way, thanks. It was given to me during the last stream. Somebody, I forgot who sent it to me. Actually, you know what? I really should look into who sent it to me so I can thank them properly. I did thank you on the stream, but I just want to bring it up again. I will be playing it, and here it is. That was Wayne. Insane Wayne 253 sent me Axiom Verge as like a sort of a slightly belated Christmas present. Thank you very much for that. I am going to be playing it. I might even Let's Play it. We'll see how that works out. I do have a lot of Let's Plays going on that I've recorded, and 2 that I'm in the middle of recording but have to get back to that I haven't played in a long time. So, moving on to movies, and then I'm going to end it out. For movies, I haven't seen a whole lot this year, but I did want to talk about 3 specific movies. I'm going to start with my number 3 pick here. My number 3 pick for movie of the year, and like I said, I haven't seen everything, and this is not be-all, end-all, best of 2015 movies here, but just based on what I've seen, and I didn't get to the movies as much as I would have liked to have. Let's just put it to you that way. But my number 3 pick would be Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. It was not perfect. It had some flaws, but overall, just a great movie. Highly entertaining. I love the characters. I love the look of it. I think that putting Disney in the business of making Star Wars movies has worked out very well. And I applaud Disney for what they've done. I applaud J.J. Abrams for what he's done. Yes, I did have some criticisms, and other people have criticisms, and a lot of them are valid. But, still, doesn't take anything away from it's the best Star Wars movie that I've seen in, a while. Not only was it my 3rd favorite movie of the year, but if you haven't seen my review of it, and I'm not going to be giving any spoilers, by the way. I'm going to give a shit about spoilers. And I don't think you should either. And maybe I'll talk about that on next week's POTATOCAST, why spoilers are no big deal. But anyway, not only is it my 3rd favorite movie of the year, but it was also my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie. I would put, Empire Strikes Back is still the best one. Probably always will be the best one, although I hope they top it. I hope they come up with something better. But Empire Strikes Back is not only the best Star Wars it's the best Star Wars movie, but it's possibly one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite. It's not my favorite movie, but it's up there. If I was ever to do top 10 favorite movies, you'd definitely see Empire Strikes Back on there. Original Star Wars would be number 2, and then Episode 7, Force Awakens would be number 3. That being said, my number 2 pick would be Creed. I was looking forward to Creed for a long time. They built it as a spin-off of the Rocky series. I really don't think it's a spin-off. I think it's a continuation. It's just Rocky isn't boxing in it. He is fighting, per se. He's fighting an illness, but he's not fighting a person. And, you have Adonis Creed, who's the son of Apollo Creed. I did a review of it. Really great movie. Highly entertaining. Very well put together. Not quite perfect, but nearly there. My pick for movie of the year has got to be Straight Outta Compton, though. Straight Outta Compton was amazing. Not only is it one of the best biopics I've seen, one of the best hip-hop movies I've ever seen, just one of the best movies. It had some amazing acting. Everybody that was involved did a great job. The dude, I don't know his name, but the dude who played Eazy-E, amazing. Just should be nominated for an Oscar, really, honestly. And I heard that a lot of buzz that Straight Outta Compton might be nominated for several Oscars. They're actually doing the voting. Actually, as of today, I believe voting has concluded, and they're going to be tabulating things and announcing Oscar nominees soon. But I did hear a lot of buzz about Straight Outta Compton possibly being nominated for Best Picture and maybe a couple of other awards. But I really hope it gets acting awards. And by the way, I hope Sylvester Stallone gets a nomination for Creed, because holy shit did he do a great job in that. And you never think of him as an amazing actor. I mean, he was good in Rocky and Rambo, but other than that, not much, you know? He did great in Creed. But anyway, Straight Outta Compton, the dude, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the dude who played Eazy-E was amazing. Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., I mean, you know, some people said, oh, it's nepotism, but what's funny is that it really wasn't nepotism. Ice Cube did not, because Ice Cube is one of the producers. It was produced by Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and Tamika Wright, who was Eazy-E's widow. And they produced the whole thing, and they wrote in everything, and they worked very closely with the director and the casting director and all these people. And you know, he said to his son, Ice Cube said to his son, "You have to audition. I'm not just going to give you the role." And he supposedly put him through the ringer, and he came out. And yeah, I mean, you could say he's just doing an impression of his dad, but he did a really great job. Paul Giamatti as Jerry Heller, really great. I thought the movie was very fair. It didn't try to sugarcoat too much. There were some inaccuracies, of course. It wasn't completely true to life. Biopics very rarely are. I can't think of any biopic that doesn't have glaring errors in continuity or just factual errors, you know. It's just the way it is. If you're trying to tell a story of somebody's life, life is ongoing. Stories have to have beginnings, middle, and ends. Stories have to follow arcs. So you have to make some changes, and I don't have any problem with that. I wasn't going in there thinking that I was going to pick apart every difference, like, oh, why is Tupac singing that song at that time? That's inaccurate, you know, 0 stars. No, I wasn't thinking like that. I was just thinking, wow, this is a highly entertaining movie that is really well acted, really well written, and had a big impact. And I think that if you haven't seen it, see it. If you haven't seen it because you're not a hip-hop person, you don't like rap music, I don't care. See it anyway. Even if it might not get you into rap music. You might still dislike rap music, but it is still a great movie, no matter what. I mean, think about it. I mean, do you think that everybody likes classical music? No, there's people that don't like classical music, but they go to, like, Star Wars and they enjoy Star Wars, and what's the music in Star Wars? It's fucking classical music. So just think of it that way. There's music going on, and it is about rappers. But don't think of it as a black movie. Don't think of it as a rap movie. Think of it as just a movie that is actually really good and is my pick for movie of the year. So anyway, you know what? I think I will probably, if I remember to at least, talk about the spoiler thing next week. That's not to say that I'm going to be saying Star Wars spoilers next week on POTATOCAST. But I will be talking about my thoughts on spoilers and why I don't care and why I actually purposely got myself spoiled for some of the major things in Star Wars before I went to see it. I did not make any attempt to avoid spoilers, and I found out basically the big point that happens at the end that everybody's kind of freaking out about. I knew about it going in, and sort of the reveal that happens more close to the beginning of who a certain character is related to, that I found out before I went in, and it did not at all detract from my enjoyment. And I want to talk about storytelling and spoilers and why it doesn't bother me. And I'm going to be talking about that next time on POTATOCAST, but for now, leave me some comments. I know that I haven't really responded to comments from last time. I might try to do a catch-up thing. I'm going to really try and get back to replying, but, you know, like I said, I haven't done much for December. I kind of took most of the month off from YouTube, except for doing, like, movie reviews and stuff like, and announcements and stuff like that. I usually do take some time off in December because it is a very tiring time because of the holidays, and I deserve a break at one point. You know, you got to take a break. You can't work the whole year through. But I am back at work, you know. for all 3 fucking jobs. And if YouTube's a job, I'm back at work. And in Kazara Studios, I was on vacation for a good deal of the end of December. I'm back at work there. And the healthcare job, I haven't taken a vacation since October. I'll probably be taking another one in April or so, but still at work there. But anyway, see you guys next time. Thanks for listening to POTATOCAST. Leave me your comments, please. VMX out.